So you've never played zombies before and you don't know where to start. Lucky for you, you're in the right place. Today I'm going over the absolute basics: surviving rounds, gaining points, obtaining perks and pack-a-punch, going over the basic strategy behind training, and so much more. Your path to becoming a zombies master starts right now. Now for all of you zombie masters who are watching this video, I want you to put your best tips and tricks, the things that you wish you knew about zombies, in the comment section below. And if you are new to zombies, I am going to assume that you know how basic first-person shooter stuff goes, so knowing how to interact with stuff, how to reload, and the basic controls of Call of Duty. Additionally, there are going to be a lot of things about this game that I kind of glance over that you're going to be curious about, so don't be afraid to write down a comment and ask a question with a timestamp of, hey, what was this, what was that? But more than likely, if I skim over something, I'll probably go over it. I just don't want to overwhelm you with information. And if this is the very first tutorial of zombies you're watching, relax, have a good time, have some fun. You're not going to remember everything. A lot of the fun is learning. So let's begin. At its very core, zombies is all about killing zombies. It is a wave-based survival mode at its very core. So that means when you kill all of the zombies in any given round, you'll be able to see, we have a round progression. Every single round you progress, you are going to get more zombies. The zombies will become stronger. They will start dealing more damage to you, and there will be special zombies, different types of zombies and different types of enemies that will start coming to attack you. But as you can see, we killed the final zombie of this round. Once again, we're going to get that round change right there, going up to round 3 now. With most zombie experiences, we will have round-based maps. This is the map of Liberty Falls. This is the simplest map here in Black Ops 6. It's going to be the one that I recommend to you to try out for your first time. And each map has a different set of special enemies, different sets of wonder weapons, and a different story progression. That's a little bit more advanced, don't worry too much about it, but it can get pretty wacky and pretty darn fun. So if we get more zombies, you can see we're getting more zombies than the first 2 rounds here. We're going to need some way to fight back against the Horde. And we're going to do that through buying perks, upgrading our weapon in a multitude of different ways. And the means through which we do that is by the point system. On the bottom left-hand side of the HUD, we have a little gold kind of dollar sign, but it's a Z sign. Those are our points, or sometimes the game calls it essence. It's your money, it's your cash, it's points. The main way we get points is by killing zombies. Killing a zombie with a headshot or a critical kill is going to get you the most amount of points. We can then spend these points on a ton of different things. If we want to switch out our weapon for some reason, there are weapons on the wall that we can purchase for points. If our weapon is low on ammo, there are a bunch of these ammo caches that we can spend points on to refill our ammo. But one of the first things you're going to spend your points on in every single game of zombies are these doors or these barriers. You can see we're going to spend points here and we're going to be able to open this barrier, which will bring us to a new section of the map. And sometimes here, new in Black Ops 6, there's going to be some bonus zombies here kind of gnawing on a zombie right there. It's all just for ambience. It looks pretty cool. But these new parts of the map have different things that we can use to our advantage. You can see we have the mystery box here, which we can spin. We can use our points and spin it for a random weapon. Or we could get a kill streak straight from the box. What a very lucky box spin that was. Yes, Zombies has kill streaks just like multiplayer, but as we progress through another door, the main reason you want to open up the doors, at least at the beginning of the game, is going to be progressing to power/pack-a-punch. Oftentimes, zombie maps will have unique pack-punch quests or power quests. Usually what they do is they turn on power for the map. You want to turn on power so that way you can buy perks. However, here in Liberty Falls, all of the perk machines are already activated and there is no pack-a-punch quest. If you're nervous about playing a map that has a pack-a-punch quest, have no worries. Ever since Cold War, Treyarch has added in these really obvious HUD indicators of where you go and what you should do in order to turn on power and open pack-a-punch. So for example, there is that orange indicator right there. We're going to go ahead and open up this door, believe it or not. It's a door, and this is a pretty cool door. We go into here, and there is the Pack-a-Punch Machine. For 5,000 points, we can increase damage and ammo capacity. So we only have 400 points now, so we are going to need to kill some zombies and gain up some points before we can actually Pack-a-Punch our weapon. Now, perks are something you're going to be familiar with if you're familiar with the multiplayer of Call of Duty, but as you can see right here, this is Melee Macchiato. You're going to drink this to replace your weapon gun butt with a deadly punch. So instead of just meleeing with your gun, you're going to have a really powerful punch. There are currently, I think, 9 different perks, all with a bunch of different effects, and the augment system, we'll get to it. But first, you might have noticed the announcers say tear them to pieces and a special glow because this is a special vermin round. Now, these rounds are not always vermin, it depends on the map that you're playing. You'll get a special, or I guess just different zombie in some of these maps, but with some of these special rounds, it will drop a max ammo. This is a power-up drop that, as you can see, we have no ammo on our XM4. We're going to pick up and get a max ammo. That max ammo is something that we call a power-up or a drop. There are a handful of different drops that you can get from zombies, and what do you know, the luck right there, that is a drop called double points. So that's actually going to be really good for us. If we pick up this drop right here, we'll get double points for every action we do. So when we kill the zombies with headshots, we're actually going to be able to get double the amount of points that we would normally get. This is going to allow us to pack a punch sooner, get perks sooner, open up the doors sooner. That is a nuke power up. What that does is if we collect it, it will actually kill all of the zombies on the map. But now that we have 5,000 points, we are going to go ahead and pack-a-punch our weapon here. Now we can pack-a-punch this again for 15,000 points, and we're actually going to be able to pack-a-punch a third time for 30,000 points. But now that we've pack-a-punched, this XM4 should be doing quite a bit more damage. And we got another lucky double points, just like that. Very good, and it is very much dealing a lot more damage here. I believe the base pack-a-punch deals double damage, which is obviously beneficial. However, pack-a-punching is not the only way to increase your damage. There's actually a secondary currency that you've probably noticed drop from zombies as well as me pick up from zombies, and that is going to be Salvage, which is the little kind of wrench and gear icon in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This is just a random drop from the zombies. I'll be sure to point it out the next time I see it. However, unique to Liberty Falls in this church area, these crystals you can actually shoot and they will drop you something, and that is a pretty terrible look at Salvage right there, but that's what it looks like. Let's go. There you go. That's what it looks like. Zombies will drop that green salvage, and that's the only type of salvage there is here in Black Ops 6. When you collect enough salvage, you can actually go to one of these stations here, the Arsenal station. By the way, I did turn on the minimap because a lot of these things are on the minimap if you get lost. But within the Arsenal station is a lot of different fun things. Well, two things. We have our ammo mods, which we'll get to later, but we have weapon rarity. You can see we have 4 different tiers of damage, each with different prices of salvage. We have enough for an uncommon tier 2 weapon, so we're going to go ahead and spend our salvage on that. And so now you can see my weapon is now green rarity, and that little 1 icon means pack-a-punch 1. And now it's going to deal even more damage. And let's go ahead and shoot into this horde right here. Oop, there was some salvage on the ground right there. You can see how it just kind of randomly drops just like that. And right away we have 2 different drops here. This is going to be max armor. This is going to give us max armor. You can see on the left that little blue icon there. And then with this skull little icon here, this is an insta-kill. This is going to make it so that every zombie is an insta-kill. Even if you punch it, it will insta-kill the zombie. So now we know how to upgrade our weapon at least a little bit. We need to start thinking about our defensive capabilities. The way you fail and lose at zombies is when a zombie hits you for too much damage. You can see it's hitting me, my HP is actually going down, and hopefully you notice that tiny little sliver of armor that we have left there in our little armor bar. If we get hit again, that armor is going to break just like that. We get a clean little animation, a little blue wave over our screen, and our armor is broken. Now, to the right of our health, we have 3 armor plates. I'm going to go ahead and use that delete key. I know it's weird I use the delete key, but I'm going to put in an armor plate just like Warzone, put it in there, and now I have full armor once again. However, if I want tier 2 armor, if I want 2 armor plates, I'll go up to a wall buy that has tier 2 armor, and it's going to cost me 4,000 points to get tier 2 armor. However, tier 2 armor mitigates more damage, meaning the zombie's going to deal less health to you with tier 2 armor, and it's going to make your armor a little bit more durable. There is also tier 3 armor, which does the same thing, except it's even more durable and mitigates even more damage. But again, we'll get there. Now I want to open the door of this church right here for about 750 points. Oop, there's some more atmospheric zombies on the ground that we can kill, because I want to talk about Juggernog. Juggernog is incredibly important. It might be the most important perk in all of zombies. Juggernog will give you more health, and really, that's about it at its base version here. Drink to increase maximum health. Now you'll notice I went from 150 health to 300 health. That's because Jug gave me that extra health. Now I don't expect you to understand what I'm about to say next, but normally with Jug, when you buy Jug, you're only going to have 250 health because in Black Ops 6 there's even further upgrades that you could get to your perks, but it's a different thing in a different menu. We'll go over it after this game. Just know that with each of the perks that we're about to go over, there are 6 different upgrades that you can get just by playing the game and going in the menu after the game. So we went over Juggernog, we went over Melee Macchiato that increases your melee damage. I really wouldn't recommend that unless you're knifing the zombies or going melee only or something. We have PhD Flopper as a different perk. This is going to make us become immune to our own explosive damage, and it's going to make it so that whenever we dive, it's going to create an explosion. It's a really cool perk. Hopefully we'll get to use it today. Stamina Up over here is another perk kind of close by to where we opened. This is going to increase our movement speed, which is going to come very in handy in the high rounds. And then over here, now that we've opened up, we have Speed Cola, which is just going to make us reload our weapons faster and replate our armor faster. Now, this being a survival game, there is a large portion of this game that relies on your resource management skills. Because remember, we can use points to pack-a-punch our weapon even further. We can use our points to buy more perks. We could use our points to buy more armor. We could use our points to open more of the map. There is no like correct decision. The correct decision for me is going to be a different correct decision for you. And as you gain more strength, oh, look, there's another max ammo power up, so we can go ahead. A good strategy here is to kill the zombies with your ammo that you have right now. And once you've used all the ammo that you can go ahead and get your max ammo so you can conserve that ammo. Again, resource management. And now we're at round 11. We get introduced to our very first special enemy, the Mangler. The Mangler is a beefy zombie here. He's got an arm cannon, he's got armor, he's got some huge honkin' Bowie knives on his arm here. And you can see he shoots his Mangler cannon at you. You can luckily dodge out of the way, but it knocks down all of the zombies here, and it will do substantial damage to you. Luckily, he's got a couple of weak spots. Obviously, if you shoot his head, you can shoot his helmet off, just like so here. I think, yep, there you go. His helmet is now off. Sometimes when you damage him enough, he will start sprinting at you, and you've got to be careful. You've got to run away from him, so that way you stay at a safe distance. However, if you shoot his arm cannon just like that, he will actually get stunned out of that animation, so he won't shoot you, which is incredibly important for these high rounds. There you go. Let's shoot him again. Very good. But if you shoot the arm cannon enough, you're going to deal a lot of damage, and it is going to shoot off his arm. Look, his arm is off right now, and then we can kill him. He is always going to drop some ammo and usually some other goodies too. This is a bonus points drop. It just gives you some bonus points, so we can go ahead and pick up the ammo, and there is a key, which I don't think we'll talk about. That's a little bit advanced there, but that is another kill streak. But also, this Mangler cannon is also a kill streak. You can actually use his Mangler cannon. This is so cool, and then you could kill zombies with it. Oop, there's another bonus points. We'll get some more bonus points right there. We've got an airstrike. We've got a chopper gunner, which I'm definitely going to show you. In addition to kill streaks, we also have our regular Black Ops 6 or Call of Duty equipment. We have our frag grenades that will obviously kill zombies when you throw it at them and it explodes. But we also have one of my favorite pieces of equipment, one of the strongest pieces of equipment here, the decoy. When you throw down the decoy, it will actually distract the zombies and give you a little moment to breathe. Very, very powerful. It doesn't last too long, but you might be wondering how you get those pieces of equipment. Well, as you've probably noticed, they do drop randomly from zombies. However, you can use the salvage that we're getting at one of these crafting tables. These crafting tables, when you interact with them, have 3 separate tabs here. We've got kill streaks on one tab, plus our self revives, which help you revive when you go down, as well as armor plates here. You can buy some more armor plates. We have every single tactical grenade, including monkey bombs, decoys, Casimir, some really powerful stuff. We've got lethals, which include all the fun lethals that we have here in Black Ops 6. We have another vermin round here. You can see the skybox changes. Like I said, most maps are going to have different types of these rounds, but these vermin are very spider-like creatures, and they'll kind of pounce at you and leap at you. But they tend to be very weak. They tend to go down really quickly, and again, at the end of this round, it's a guaranteed max ammo. Unfortunately, max ammos do not replenish your equipment though, just the ammo in your weapons. But as you can see here, we are actually up the other side of the map. I know, I'm sorry, that might have been a little confusing here, but we can open this door and we're back up to where the church is. So we've covered our weapons, we've covered the pack-a-punch, we've covered the perks, we've covered equipment, we've met our first manglers, and as the rounds progress, you're gonna start seeing manglers more and more frequently. So you wanna make sure that you have a good strategy with dealing with them. And don't you worry, we'll deal with how to survive these rounds very soon. But I first want to go over our field upgrades, because field upgrades are pretty similar to how they are in multiplayer and Warzone, except they're incredibly fun. So for example, I have energy mine right now. So if I throw down one of these energy mines, it is going to explode when zombies are around. And I've got a bonus little feature that explodes a second time. And this little drop is a full power. So when I use my energy mine, if you look at the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to go down to 0 drops. That'll kill those zombies there. But if I get a full power, it will get me a full charge of that field upgrade. There are a ton of different field upgrades. Well, a ton, there's like 6 different field upgrades. If you pause the game, you can actually change your field upgrade in the menu on the fly. Each one of these has a really cool effect and can be very powerful in the right situation. Let's show you Dark Flare. But now that I've switched field upgrades, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to need to recharge my field upgrade. It's pretty simple how you charge your field upgrades. You just get kills. So for example, let's go ahead and throw a decoy over here, get them all riled up there. Take a look at my field upgrade. We're going to get some kills here and you're going to see it progressing through and charging up. Each field upgrade has a different rate at which they charge depending on how strong it is. Now, a little kind of advanced strategy here, we have a nuke power up, which gets us 400 points and it clears the map of all the zombies. However, if you're trying to maximize your points, you might not want to get the nuke because you're more than likely going to get more points from killing the zombies with headshots than you are with the nuke. However, if you're a new player, if you're uncomfortable with zombies, get the nuke. Give yourself a little moment to breathe. There's no shame in it. But as you can see, we have a ton of points now and a ton of salvage as well. I am going to head on back to the Pack-a-Punch machine and I'm going to spend 15,000 points to increase my damage and ammo capacity. When you Pack-a-Punch like that, it actually gives you full ammo. So now you can see there's a Roman numeral 2 next to this XM4 in the bottom right there. That is for our Pack-a-Punch 2. And then because we have enough salvage, I'm going to go up to the Arsenal station again and I'm going to upgrade it to tier 3 damage, a rare rarity weapon. So now it's blue Pack-a-Punch 2 and we are dealing a lot more damage now. Additionally, movement speed is very important to me, so I'm actually going to go up to stamina up here and I am going to buy it. So now we're going to run a whole lot faster, which is going to help us survive the hordes of zombies even better. And now I would like to attempt to tackle one of the more complicated aspects about zombies, and that's the basic survivability and the basic strategy behind living long enough to kill the zombies in the first place. You'll notice that unlike multiplayer or campaign or really any other shooter, I'm not really focused on shooting the zombies right now. That's because zombies is, hold on, this is an Abomination. He is a really big boss here. He shoots lasers out of his mouth. He's got 3 weak points in his mouth. He'll charge you here. He'll kind of ram up and then charge you here. He's a very difficult boss, a very annoying boss, especially in the high rounds. But as you can see, when his mouth is open, that is going to be his critical weak point here. And so we're going to aim for that mouth. You could tell the damage numbers, which I guess I should talk about. You can see the damage numbers in the HUD. When they're white, that just means that you got a basic shot off. But when they're yellow, that means you got a critical kill. So we can go here, kind of shoot him in the mouth there as he's roaring right there. You can see he's got 2 heads that are done because we've actually shot them off. We can actually shoot his 3rd one off just like that, and that's going to kill him right there. Abomination. Pretty cool, pretty intense. You're probably gonna go down to him quite a bit. I think we should continue this conversation next round because he kind of killed our mood. But luckily we do have enough points here that we survived that round. We can buy another perk. I am going to buy PhD. Now you might think, why does diving to prone, creating explosions, and being immune to explosive really help you out? Well, first of all, it makes you feel stinking cool. Boom, there you go. Secondly, it actually does deal damage to zombies. You can actually kill zombies just like that. Thirdly, I have one of those fancy bonus augments here like I talked about earlier as special ability that I unlocked that allows me to slide further, and if I slide into zombies, they explode and we can kill them that way. But again, don't worry too much about the specifics of that. That's just one of the many different abilities that you could choose to upgrade your perks with. As I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted was, instead of sitting here and trying to shoot all of the zombies and try to shoot them before they come get you, you're clearly not going to be able to do that. You're clearly going to get overwhelmed even if you have an insta-kill weapon or a weapon that's killing you really quickly. Instead, you're gonna need to get used to running around the zombies and what we call training them up. You can tell when they're in this circle like this, they are basically harmless. We could just kind of run around here, especially with the cool Omni movement here in Black Ops 6. We could just take our time. We've got all these zombies. They're just not a threat over here. We can reload. We can go get a perk. We can go to the Pack-a-Punch. We are in full control when we train zombies properly. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that you're going to do way too often is you're going to try to find a lane and you're going to shoot zombies, and you're not going to want to stop shooting zombies. Oh my goodness, this gun's really good. Okay. You don't want to have blinders on. When you're shooting zombies and you're training zombies, you don't want to have blinders on. I'll give you another example here coming up soon. Now, as you're learning to train, you're going to see these zombies sprinting at you, and your first response is going to be, oh, I need to run away. Fortunately, even without stamina up, if you just walk away from the zombies, you're gonna be faster than them. Look at all these guys running. I'm just walking. I know stamina up, I'm moving pretty fast with stamina up, but I'm just walking and these guys are not able to catch up to me. Now, you will be hit because there's gonna be a lot of zombies and, you know, they'll close the gap on you. But as you can see here, we're just walking and these guys are not able to catch up to us. We can sit here, and the animators did a great job with the sprint because they look really threatening, but they're not gonna be able to catch up to you. Now, in the later rounds, specifically here in Black Ops 6, around round 41, you can see we're on round 17 now, but around 40-41, we're gonna get what we call super sprinters. Super sprinters are zombies that super sprint at you, and those guys will catch up to you. Those guys will be faster than you, so you will need to sprint away from them. But in terms of killing your horde, in terms of once you've trained up your horde, try your best not to, like I said, get tunnel vision or corner yourself here just like that. That's a bad situation. That was an example. I tried to give you a bad situation there. That is how you are going to go down. This is where most people have a steep learning curve in zombies, is with training. Oh, it's another bug round here. Okay, well, since it's a bug round, I'm gonna go ahead and buy myself some speed cola here, and then we will head on back to our training spot. We call them training spots whenever there's like a designated area where you basically train over and over again. Personally, I really like Liberty Lanes. However, that might be a little tough for you, so training out here is actually pretty good. And don't worry, we'll get to it. I just kind of want to show you the basics of training here first. So let's go ahead and end this round if we can, figure out where the last vermin is at. There he is. All right. Now, the way I think about training is going to be like the classic game Snake. You have this tail of zombies right here. You have this tail that you can't run into, and you want to collect all of these zombies, all these little apples or fruit or whatever it was during that game, so that way your tail gets longer and longer. But as your tail gets longer and longer, you can't cut back into it. That would mean that you would die. So you just got to be careful and make big loops around it until you've got it in a nice manageable way. And this is a great situation. I'm going to show you what our brand new field upgrade does. This is Dark Flare. If we activate it, it's actually going to well, just basically kill zombies, and it's actually going to penetrate all of the zombies in a singular line. Really, really effective at killing. And here we go again. Another way of thinking about it, a little bit more practical. If you ever ski, it's going to be like skiing. When you have a bunch of trees, you don't want to aim for the trees. You want to aim for the gaps between the trees. You want to make kind of big circles. People will often downplay it as, oh, you're just running in circles. But especially here in Black Ops 6, it's not quite that simple. The zombies have one and only one intention, and that is to run straight at you. For example, if I want to get through this door, but I've got zombies over here and I'm over here, they don't know where I'm going to go. They don't know I want to get out that door, and they're not going to cut me off. They're going to take the shortest pathway to me. And obviously, if it's around the table, that's the shortest path to you, but it's not like they're sitting there like guarding the door or anything. And so a technique that you can use is, let's say I want to get through this door, but there's this horde of zombies. Well, first of all, you could just wait till the zombies pass. You can kind of bring them out a little bit, turn them around, and then head through the door. But let's say you're in a tighter spot here. Let's pretend you're in this tight hallway and we have a couple zombies or so, and our goal is to get down this hallway. Well, what you could do is you could try to just run past it and kind of tank the hit and you'll be fine. But what would be better is kind of leading the zombie to one direction and running around him, kind of juking around him. I'm going to bring him over here because he just wants to get to me. I'll run around him just like that. Want to go out the door? I'll wait a little bit, go to this left side, go down to the right side. Very simple. Now, if I have a horde of zombies out here, let's pretend that I'm training in here. I'm mid-round, I just went down or something, and I want to buy Jug, except there is a couple zombies that are already in here. If I have my horde of zombies, I will kind of wait for the zombie. I'll kind of go back and forth, wait for that zombie to get out of the doorway, and then I will go through. I wish this game had a theater mode because it is beautiful when done correctly. However, we're going to take a little bit of a break from that. We're going to go ahead and go on up here into a new area of the map where we have a second arsenal station, and I'm going to upgrade my weapon to purple rarity here. And we're going to talk about ammo mods because these ammo mods are pretty cool. Ammo mods give you basically an elemental effect that does extra damage and extra effects on all of your weapons. So we're gonna go ahead and put on, let's do Deadwire here. Let's see if we can't get it to attack this guy. I don't think we will be able to. Bummer. That's all right. We're gonna make our way to this corner of the map. We're right near the church here because I want to show you this is a lot tighter training spot, but I do kind of want to show you this is one of my favorite training spots. This is a good intermediate training spot. Oh my goodness, you're back again. All right, well, let's get you out of here. This is not a great example. This is not what you should be doing as a beginner here. Genuinely, I just came up here for tier 3 armor. That's what I was going to show you, but this guy just had to ruin our day, huh? That's all right. We'll get him eventually. All right, so the Abomination is all gone. This is tier 3 armor. We're going to buy it now. This is going to get us extra damage mitigation, like I said earlier, and I'm going to try to go, oh, there you go. That is Deadwire, that electrical effect right there, that's stunning all of the zombies and kind of dealing damage to them. That's Deadwire. Deadwire and all these other ammo mods cost 500 salvage here. We're going to go ahead and equip Napalm Burst now. You only can equip one at a time, and this is going to light zombies on fire. If we go ahead, get them all grouped up here, we can hopefully, we do have a Napalm Burst activation. Oh, it was so hard to tell though. Long story short, it deals fire damage. Set zombies on fire, it's pretty cool. But what's really cool about these ammo mods is that all of the special enemies and the boss enemies like the Mangler and the Abomination that we were just fighting, they all have a weakness to a certain ammo mod. And so this Mangler here, if he's giving us trouble, we can actually equip Napalm Burst, and when we go ahead and shoot him with Napalm Burst, you can see we get special little hit marker indicators, and he takes so much damage from it. And there you go, there's a much better look at setting zombies on fire right there. It does a lot of damage. Like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you with information, and I don't expect you to remember all of this in one watch. So back to training, you are going to want to watch out for where the zombies are coming from. You can see we've got like 3 streams of zombies there, we've got 1 stream of zombies there, and you're going to want to look for your gap. That's why I kind of call it like skiing. You're going to try to look for your ways to interweave throughout these zombies as you're making this big circle. Additionally, when this Mangler shoots its arm cannon, it's going to knock over some zombies, which is pretty annoying. So what you're going to want to do here is I always like to prioritize the Mangler. Let's see if he shoots down. Yeah, he shoots down the Horde there, and that kind of spreads out the Horde. So if we're using our snake metaphor here, all this Mangler is doing right now is just elongating our little snake tail and making it even harder to not fail. So what we're going to prioritize is hopefully survival, but also taking care of this Mangler so that way he stops doing that. Also, we're going to take a little field trip here, a little side tangent here, because he dropped a really fun kill streak. This is a Mutant injection. This is a kill streak specifically for zombies. Once we go ahead and hit our kill streak button, we will activate it, we'll inject ourselves with something, and we will turn into a Mangler ourselves. Check this out. We can go ahead and use an arm cannon. We can melee. Melee is going to be the way you want to go here. And we can just melee other Manglers here. You don't take damage. It's on a timer. You can see in the bottom left corner our little HUD indicator kind of changed up around here. You can still see our points and stuff, but you can see the timer kind of going down here. But just like that, meleeing guys, shooting people with this, sprinting into them will also kill them. This is a really fun kill streak, and spoiler alert, it's how most of us get to the high rounds, like 100 plus, 999. Yeah, 999 rounds here in Black Ops 6. But now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and pick up our chopper gunner again. And we've got another bug round here. You can see these bug rounds get pretty intense. You're gonna wanna train during these bug rounds too. And if you want to, you can use all of the grenades and equipment that get dropped throughout the rounds here. This really is a wonderful sandbox of a game. You can really use a whole bunch of different stuff. For example, we're gonna go ahead and switch to a different field upgrade, Aether Shroud. And once we kill enough zombies, I will show you what Aether Shroud does. But here we are at the beginning of the round again. I'm gonna try to get my circle going here, kind of training around these guys. I'm gonna listen for that arm cannon and slide out of its way, try to be smart about it. I'm gonna shoot this gap right here. I'm gonna wait for these zombies so I can go around them just like that, kind of weave in between them. We're gonna shoot that Mangler arm cannon so that way he doesn't shoot us. We're gonna wait for these zombies to kind of gather over here. We're gonna go ahead and shoot him again. We should be able to kill him, very good. And just through a little bit of circling, we have a whole other horde. So now we can just sit here and kill them. We can shoot them in the head. We do wanna be careful because as you'll notice, ooh, we've got more zombies spawning in. So what happened there? I thought they were all spawned in. I thought they were all collected, right? Well, let's take care of this Mangler first real quick. One of the most important mechanics that no one really talks about anymore is the fact that there are only allotted a certain number of zombies in the game at a time. So if we kill one of these zombies or a couple of these zombies here, there you go, we've killed a good couple zombies, they are going to respawn. And see, there they are again, they've respawned here to get us more zombies per round. So even if a round has like 1,000 zombies in it, there's only like 50 zombies that are available on the map at any given time. One collection of all of the zombies that could be spawned in at any given time is usually called a horde. And it's also one of the most important reasons that once you start shooting zombies, once you start killing zombies specifically, you don't get tunnel vision, because if I get tunnel vision here and they're spawning behind me, oh, like they are right there, you could get yourself cornered. And you can see here, it creates a little bit more of a chaotic mess if you're unfamiliar with training or uncomfortable training. So when I was first learning how to train zombies and how to get better at zombies, what I would do is I would only kill like a handful of zombies at a time, and then I'd wait for them to respawn and then get back in the horde, and then I'd kill a couple again until I was more and more comfortable dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging all of the zombies during the match. I could make a whole video about training. In fact, I very well might. However, we need to triple Pack-a-Punch our weapon. We have a total of 37,000 points. If we go back to the Pack-a-Punch, you could see that we have 30,000 points to increase our damage, and that is the maxed Pack-a-Punch level. That took us 25 rounds. Abominations are also weak to napalm bursts, so you can see how effective that is. But as I was saying before, there are so many different techniques and kind of principles of training that really do warrant its own video. And it is going to be by far the the biggest issue that you have with zombies right away. It really is unlike any other video game. This isn't like Gears of War Horde mode. This isn't like a Halo firefight. This is not about weapon damage. This isn't about how fast you can kill things or setting up barriers or traps or anything. This is mostly about movement. If you can move, it doesn't matter if these zombies have infinite health. These zombies could have infinite health and it wouldn't matter, because if you had good movement, you could still survive. And I'll let you in on a little secret. That's exactly how zombies used to be. Before Black Ops 4, zombies used to have infinite health, so eventually you had to rely on other means to kill zombies. But before we get to that, we just picked up a full power and we have Aether Shroud. As you're getting comfortable with zombies, I would highly recommend permanently unlocking Aether Shroud, because all it does is it allows you to, well, be shrouded in the ether and all of the zombies will ignore you. This is a very, very safe and effective field upgrade. It's the first thing that I permanently unlocked. It's great for learning new maps. It's great for practicing, because if you ever get cornered by zombies, oh no, we can go ahead and Aether Shroud and we'll be safe. Please do experiment with the other field upgrades, because the other field upgrades are also very good, but Aether Shroud is just the best for new players. So you might be thinking, Donuts, you just said that zombies used to have infinite health. Well, how in the world did you kill them before? Well, that is going to be with these traps. Traps are map specific, so they're different for every map. And you can see right here, we have these dark ether field generators. You can see it deals damage to these zombies and it will actually kill them. So if you're surviving in this area, which really isn't a bad area to survive in, this is a pretty good trap to occasionally activate. Obviously, I wouldn't stand in it for as long as I'm standing in it, but it is just yet another tool in your arsenal. Along with, let's go ahead and go down to this side of the map that I don't think we've even opened yet. Yeah, we haven't opened this side of the map yet. We've got a whole other area where we've got more armor, and we've got Quick Revive, which is a perk that lets us recover our health faster. But in here we have an Aetherella trap, which she's awesome because she actually has these like Cyclops of vision here that's gonna kill all of these zombies. Watch out, because they actually kill you too. It's actually a pretty sketchy place to be. I would not recommend going in there at round 26. But it's a really, really fun piece of the map. It's a really fun aspect to zombies that is really unique to it. Once you use a trap, it will have some time where it needs to cool down and then you can use it again. But now that it is round 26, I do want to go over the Wunderfizz Machine. The Wunderfizz Machine is wonderful because it has every single perk, including some that you cannot find on the map itself. So for example, that was Deadshot that we just drank. That is going to increase our critical damage, which is going to allow us to deal more damage to these zombies. When Treyarch adds in a new perk, this is where they will add it in. So we have Vulture 80 here, which was brand new in season 1, and so it's found on the Wunderfizz Machine. However, the Wunderfizz Machine only spawns in at round 25. So unfortunately, if you want to get some of these perks that aren't on the map itself, you're going to need to stick out 25 rounds to get it, which I know seems like a lot at first, but in reality, it's actually not that bad. But now I have enough salvage here. If we go to our weapon rarity, we're going to increase it to the final legendary tier, maximum damage. We have triple pack-a-punched, legendary tier. This is the most damage you could get on your weapon. And unlike previous zombie games, this zombie game has a health cap. At round 55, zombies will stop gaining more health. And luckily, most weapons are capable of still dealing damage and killing zombies at that high of a round. However, it will be fairly slow, so people like to use pieces of equipment and mainly kill streaks. Now there's another machine that we need to talk about that's in every single Black Ops 6 map, and that is going to be the Gobblegum machine right here. Gobblegums have been on my screen since we started the game. You can see them on the bottom right hand corner. Those Gobblegums have really specialized effects. So if I go ahead and if I hit number 2 there, you can see that the Gobblegum has a picture of a max ammo. If I hit number 2, we are going to eat a Gobblegum and it's going to spawn in a max ammo. So that is really beneficial. However, you'll notice that that Gobblegum is now disappeared from my HUD. We no longer have that anymore. We have consumed it. And so if we want to replace it, we have to go up to the Gobblegum machine, and spin for it again. Now we have 5 Gobblegums in the Gobblegum machine. You can see we have shields up right now. That's a different Gobblegum, but as you saw, we took it from the machine and it filled that number 2 slot. Let's show you again. Look at number 1. Number 1 is called Anywhere But Here. In fact, I can actually open it and you can actually see what each of them does. Anywhere But Here will teleport you to a random location. So I can go ahead and hit number 1. We're going to chew a Gobblegum and we'll be teleported to a random location within the map. This is excellent for when you're in a bad situation, if you're learning zombies. Highly recommend running Anywhere But Here. And if we kind of pause here, we can change our Gobblegum pack. Try not to let your eyes glaze over here. Each one of these is a single pack of Gobblegum. In the menus, you can customize what goes in here. We'll take a look at it after this game, but we only have 3 slots. And so you can see we had these 3 slots first. We used our cash back. We got our shields up. We put it in that slot. We just used our Anywhere But Here. And because there's only 5 Gobblegums in this pack, we should get a Killjoy for our next Gobblegum spin. So let's go to this Gobblegum. Oh, it's on a cooldown. Okay, let's go to the next round here because the cooldown will stop after the next round. Beautiful. All right, round 28. So this should be the last Gobblegum in our pack. That is Killjoy. Wonderful. So now that we've taken all 5, right? We've taken all 5 of these Gobblegums out of the Gobblegum machine. It is now going to randomly give us those 5 Gobblegums again. You do have a finite number of them, and the way you earn them is simply by playing the game. In all of my studies, I have come to the conclusion that you get a Gobblegum about every 20 to 25 minutes randomly. I have a whole video on it. It's pretty complicated. Don't worry too much about it. As you're playing the game, you're going to see a really fun animation pop up and give you Gobblegum. I'm actually also going to change to Tesla Storm here because we have another full power here. Tesla Storm is a field upgrade, which is really fun. It's one of my favorites here. If we activate Tesla Storm, we turn into a Tesla Storm and we're stunning all of the zombies around us. So we can kind of just get on up close here and we just stun all of the zombies. Now, you got to be careful because it doesn't last forever. So you just got to be really careful about when it's going to end, but it's really fun. I really like it. I think I personally like it more than Aether Shroud because it has really good offense and defensive capabilities. Now, I believe that's a door that we're going to open here. That's actually pretty important. There we go. We're going to go through this door and then this door again. I believe there is one final machine that we need to go over, and that is the S.A.M trials. This is pretty advanced. You really don't need to interact with this. All this is it's going to give you a random challenge. For example, this is going to require us to get kills with the energy mine. So we're going to change our field upgrade to the energy mine, and it will actually boost the earn rate of our field upgrade. And then we could use energy mine to get all of these kills. And the challenge is different every time. This is really an optional piece, but it's in every single map. So I did want to cover it. We use our field upgrade to get this energy mine challenge done, completed. Once the challenge is completed, the machine turns into a bonus loot chest that we can open, and we've got some bonus salvage, some bonus points, and we got a free perk from it. This is Elemental Pop. Elemental Pop, that pink one, is going to randomly activate any one of the ammo mods, whether or not we have it equipped. Now, I did forget to mention, when you go down, that is when you take enough damage to make your health 0, you will go into a down but not out state. And much like multiplayer in Warzone, there's a little countdown, but you could see 3 perks on your screen. If you revive yourself, or if a teammate revives you before those 3 perks disappear, you will be revived with those 3 perks. Those 3 perks are the first 3 perks that you bought in the game. So choose wisely. Luckily, you will not lose your armor, you will not lose your pack-a-punched weapon, and you won't lose your equipment or your weapon rarity or ammo mod or anything else. You will only lose your perks if you go down. If you bleed out completely, if that little circle goes out completely, then you will lose everything. If you're playing solo, the game will end, and if you're playing co-op, you will spawn in the next round if your teammates survive. Very important to note that if you're playing solo, in order to get back up, you need to have have a self-revive. You can see the syringe icon in the HUD right here. If you're playing solo, you always spawn in with a self-revive, and when you go down and use that self-revive, you can get 3 additional self-revives from the crafting table. However, you are limited to 3. And I think it's time to cover our very first Easter egg. I guess I'm going to show you a couple of different Easter eggs here. So first of all, one of the Easter eggs that seem to be on every single map here in Black Ops 6 is going to be free power-up drops. So instead of activating a Gobblegum or doing anything super crazy, there are sometimes free little like max ammo drops right there. There's a free double point somewhere. If we go on down over here, we can find ourselves a free bonus points. This one might be easier to see than that max ammo one. See, right in this corner of this AC vent, you can see the little bonus point symbol. If we shoot it, it will spawn in a bonus points. There are drops like that all the way around the map, and a bunch more hidden secrets. For example, if you come on over here, let's get our max ammo here. We have 2 of these little binoculars here, and if we look all the way up on top of this rock, we'll see a zombie just sitting right there, and then she starts dancing around doing her thing, and then we'll get exited out of that. We'll go ahead and use this set of binoculars here, and we'll go ahead and look at that zombie yet again, and after a while, this little zombie starts dancing, and hey, we've got some awesome music and lights going on here. You could hear the music going on right now. And unfortunately, the vermin don't want to play nice here, but you can tell all of the zombies are, they're having a dance party here, which is just so cool. You could do this at any round. Even the Manglers here are having a fun little dance party. The only people ruining the fun are the vermin like we saw earlier, and the Abomination, who is just such a spoil sport. Now, I do have to warn you, this does not last forever. You can kill these zombies and they will actually die, but just be careful. Once the song ends, all of those zombies will start running at you. See, the song's done. All right, they're over now. It doesn't last too long, but it's just something fun to do. If you ask me, I think there's more to it. I think there's something else we need to do while they're dancing, but we haven't figured that out quite yet. I know you're thinking that Mangler just teleported. How did you do that? That's an ammo mod effect. That's Shadow Rift. In fact, it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put it on. We'll go to an arsenal station. We'll put on Shadow Rift. Looking at this now, I forgot to mention this beam of light right here is the mystery box. So if you are looking for the mystery box, after you spin the mystery box a couple of times, it will actually move. A green weapon on round 30. Come on, mystery box. Oh, we're getting cornered here. Let's go ahead and train them around just like that. Very good. And that little dark ether storm up there is the S.A.M trials that we just went over. You can see this machine is right here. Gets you this fun little bonus stuff for a little challenge that you could do. And I did want to mention, you could see these wall buys here. This is a legendary rarity LMG. At the beginning of the game, it didn't start off like that. These wall weapons will actually increase their rarity as the rounds progress. Additionally, the mystery box will increase the weapon's rarity that you get out of it, or at least the likelihood of getting a higher weapon rarity out of it. Clearly, we just got a green rarity weapon, but it helps to make the box a little bit more relevant into the high rounds because, hey, we just got a mutant injection. We just got a kill streak. I'm having the best box luck in this game here, but I would be kind of sad if I didn't show you how the chopper gunner goes, huh? So if we're in a bad situation, we can pull out the chopper gunner, and you're actually going to be invincible when you pull out the chopper gunner. So don't worry. It's a great get out of jail free card. It's a great way of saving yourself, and it's really darn fun to use because it's literally just a chopper gunner and you can just shoot all of the zombies here. The mutant injection, the one that turns you into the Mangler, is going to be a little bit more efficient, but you're also supposed to have fun in this game mode too. And so now we can pick up all of the drops and all of the armor from all the zombies that we just killed. Oh, and there's Shadow Rift. It just teleports the zombies and actually kills them like that. It's really fun. Not the most effective, but it can be fun. With the right setup, Shadow Rift can actually one-shot these abominations on any round because it'll teleport them and kill them automatically. Oh, just like that, I teleported him and he's dead. What a great example, Donuts. So obviously I haven't gone over everything this game. There are a ton of tiny little details. I want to buy another mutant injection here, but there are Easter eggs. There's like a main quest that will actually complete the map for you. There's high rounds. You can actually save and quit now here in Black Ops 6. It's absolutely fantastic. However, starting at the end of round 10 and every 5 rounds rounds after that, there is going to be a special thing called an Exfil. It'll be indicated on your HUD as soon as you end one of these rounds. So at the end of round 30, there you go, at the start of 31, we have an Exfil here. We can go ahead and interact with it. Oh, there's a Gobblegum spin. That's what Gobblegums look like. So we're getting 2 Gobblegums added to my pool of Gobblegums here. Oh, so much is going on. I just ranked up. We got near-death experience, which is really cool, and stock options. Sweet. So back to the Exfil here. This indicator is the Exfil area, and unfortunately, we're gonna need to clear the Exfil. Now, fortunately, we just one-shot that Abomination right there, and this is gonna be pretty intense. We're gonna need to kill, as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen there, 39 zombies in about 50 seconds or a minute or so here. It's pretty tough to do, which is why I bought my mutant injection here. This is going to make it really, really easy. Just like so, we've turned into a Mangler ourselves. We're going to go ahead and get these kills. 4 kills left, 3 kills left, 2 kills left. Let's run through these last couple guys here. Boom and boom. There you go. You might be thinking, why should I Exfil? And that's a great question. Well, you get bonus Gobblegums for it, and it's pretty fun. I'm in the middle of testing whether or not you get bonus XP for it, but I'm not entirely sure yet. We're still working on that. But as you can see, we get a fun little cutscene here of us exfilling the area with our weapon. You could see our scoreboard here, total eliminations, critical kills, door buys, and revives. But now we're back at the main menu. I wanted to do this at the end of the game, rather at the beginning, because now you kind of understand what all of these things mean. When we go into our weapons here, we can go to our loadout, and from here we could pick any weapon in the entire game that we want to use. We can fully customize it with all of the gunsmith. We could put on rapid fire, we could put on steady aim, we could put on a huge magazine size, of course, once you get them unlocked. Here we could put on a suppressor for an extra chance to drop extra salvage, which is awesome. We could put on the CHF barrel for a headshot multiplier, which is my go-to. Some of the stocks are just personal preference here, but we can also put on our camo, and of course we're playing Call of Duty, so there is a huge camo grind associated with this. I already have gold on this XM4, which is really fun. We've got our donut charm here for being prestige 7. We could choose our field upgrade that we load in with. We could choose any tactical to load in with. We could choose any lethal to load in with. And down here we have our Gobblegum pack. You could see these are the first 3 Gobblegums that we started out with. We can adjust these Gobblegum packs here. You can see we just click on any one of these guys, replace them with any one of these. Pretty self-explanatory. Backing out of the loadout screen, we have augments. You will need to research augments before you can actually equip them, and all you need is to just select which thing that you're gonna research. This is 100% just based on XP. As you rank up, as you gain more XP, you will load in and you will unlock all of these augments for all of these different things. All of the perks that I was talking about, all of the different ammo mods, and all of the different field upgrades have 6 different augments to them. So if we go to equip augments, you can see for Juggernog, I have the probiotic augment that slightly increases our maximum health, and I put on an augment that makes armor plates mitigate more damage, which means they deal even less damage. However, these augments are broken up into major and minor augments, and you can only choose one at a time, or you could just take them all off if you don't want to. I would recommend researching Juggernog first, just because of these health things. They are very, very useful, especially for learning the game mode. And then, like I said, this PhD slider here, sliding into enemies triggers explosions, very, very useful, especially if you're learning how to train. Other than that, it really is personal preference. It's gonna take a while to unlock all of them, but enjoy the ride because it is fun. And from here, we have our select mission. We obviously have our standard, solo, whatever we are playing as, our 3 maps that we currently have right now. We just play Liberty Falls. There's also Terminus and Citadel. You could play in a squad or play solo. If we back out though, we have Jingle Hells. It's a holiday event right now, but we also have directed mode. You might be wondering, what is directed mode here? Well, directed mode is going to walk you through step by step exactly how to do the main storyline quest. Bit of a jump if you ask me from where you're at now, but if you want to get into the Easter eggs and main quest, this is going to be the best tool for you, because best of all, instead of infinitely going to round 30, 40, 50, it will cap the round difficulty at round 15 permanently. So that means weaker zombies, they don't deal as much damage to you, they're easier to kill, and you could just continuously going on round 15 to get up all of your perks all of your pack-a-punch, all of the good stuff. I know for a fact I missed a ton of details, but luckily I have the sneaking suspicion if you check the comments in the comment section below, there is going to be a ton of amazing, useful information that I just missed. However, I hope this was a great starting place for your zombies journey, and if you're looking for something a little bit shorter, a little bit faster, and with a lot more just information only, you're going to want to check out my ultimate guide of Black Ops 6 where I go over literally everything. Be sure to check it out here and stay beautiful.